We gotta do something about that. Need to fix my headlights because I don't have any headlights at the moment, and I also need to fix this big old brake fluid stain on my headlight. Hopefully that'll buff out. I'm gonna go pick up some sandpaper right now and get started on this. Woo! Oh yeah, I think it's sick. My bros, this is my bros right there. I like that thing, dude. Yeah, get it! Oh crap, here's my turn, here's my turn. Down Betsy, down Betsy. Time to play musical cars. Well, that was a lot of work just in itself. Just getting all those cars rearranged to get the Subi in the garage. Alright, moving on. First things first, I want to try to get this sanded off. This is the brake fluid that was stayed on there overnight. Way too long. Didn't know it was on the lens, and look what it did. It started to eat through. It ate through the first layer and then some. So what I have is I have 2000 grit sandpaper and 800 grit sandpaper, and what else did I pick up here? This is what I got here. Whoa. All right, a little excited to get out of the bag there. A series of different grits here, and I'm gonna start with the finest grit first. So we're gonna do a little wet sand on that crappy spot right there. Just gonna do a little wet sand and see if it starts to pick up any of that and decide if my headlight is ruined or not. So we're gonna take our 2000 grit sandpaper. I just have a little spritzer, little sprayer thing. I just got water in here. Yeah, we're gonna wet sand this and see what happens. Giving it a light sand. Look at that, I think it's already coming off. I'm not really entirely sure what direction to go, but just keep it wet. Keep it wet. I really wanted to take my headlights off to do this, and I will. I was just curious to see if it would even come out, and look at that. Let me get a rag. Look at that. The stain did come out. Now it's kind of scuffed up a little bit, but that's alright. I can just keep sanding. I am going to restore the headlights somewhere in this video. So I'm actually going to take the bumper off. I really need to see the electrical issues here when I take the headlights out. See what's going on with my headlights and why they're not working. Let's go ahead and get this bumper off and diagnose a little further. First thing, I got to remove my badass license plate relocation kit. Alright, there we go. Got that out of the way, now the bumper can come off clean. We're going to pull off a series of clips. Gently pull the grills off. It's going to be a clip behind each grill. You want to get out 2 of the clips on the top, 1 on each side. There'll be a series of 10mm bolts on the underside. So if you got all the fasteners out, your bumper should be ready to come off now. All I like to do is give it a nice firm pull up towards the end there. Just kind of clicks right off, clicks and snaps off and releases. Just kind of lift up and out and it'll just come right off. Just like so. So all the fasteners are out. The last thing we need to do is unhook our fog lights that don't work. Press it down firmly and it'll come right off. I lied, it usually doesn't come right off. With some brute force it'll come right off. Bastard. The bumper is free. Now we can get those headlights out. The reason why I had to take the bumper out is because you can't get to these mounting bolts because the bumper's in the way. So that's a pain in the butt thing on the Subarus. You gotta take off the bumper to take off your headlights. A couple more bolts to get off. One here, one there, one there. Little clip there, and the headlight should come right out. Take a look at these ghetto headlights, man. Look at this cluster of wires that are just all willy-nilly put in here. It's all electrical taped up. All the connections are kind of sketch. And that's why my headlights don't really work, because these are aftermarket and the owner before me kind of screwed up some things. And it's just all around pretty ghetto, I gotta say. So I'm going ahead and undo this little wiring harness. Just a little tab on top, you push down and pull apart. There we go. There we go, the headlight is free. Just got the headlight out, taking a look at it over here, and right away after popping the caps, I noticed that this wire right here, I believe it's a ground wire, it's supposed to clip right onto there, and as you can see, the whole wire is completely melted and got some weird green like corrosion and stuff. I don't know. Gonna have to cut this wire, restrip it, and get another little connector. Hopefully that'll fix this headlight issue. Who knows what's going on with the other one, but this is just a start. There we go, just crimped it down, and bam, we have a new connection. We're gonna feed this on the post right down here. Should be a pretty secure connection. Hopefully we don't need to get another bulb, but you never know with these headlights. They be shorting out all the time. Always be popping these lights. Look at this, is even melted over time right here. So these Spec D tuning headlights aren't the best, and yes, they probably might be the worst actually. Just check that bulb before we put everything back. Alright, that still looks good. Everything seems to be in order. Oh my god, I just dropped it. Well, I just jinxed myself. Alright, that still looks good. Yeah, the little filament is busted now. God damn it. Damn, I can't believe I dropped it. That freaking blows, man. Since I was an idiot and dropped my freaking headlight on the ground and busted the little filament inside. Thankfully, I do have this bag full of spare bulbs. Pretty sure they're all working bulbs. Let's dump out and see what we got here. Here's a headlight bulb. Another headlight bulb that pretty much looks good. I think that what I did back in the day, I upgraded for some blue like silver star headlights, I believe. So I think these are my old ones, but they still do work. So I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna use these for now. I pretty much hated these headlights ever since my car came with them. They were always just so janky and the wiring was never right, and they never really worked well. I would love to just have like a pair of OEM headlights, to be honest. I don't really care about the little angel eyes or little fancy schmancy Audi wannabe type thing going on. These things are aiming every which way, up, down, side to side, you name it. These things are pretty crappy. That's what I got and that's what I have to work with, so whatever. It's kind of ridiculous how deep you have to go to get this all the way down in where it sits for the bright light. Pretty much a tight squeeze. The last thing you want to do is drop this inside your actual headlight housing. That'll be a pain in the butt to get out. But thankfully I did not do that this time on camera. Make sure your connections are secure and are going to stay there. Ready to plug it in and give her a test. Click. Stay.
Hallelujah!
Alright, well they're both working. Can really see the cloudiness and the haziness on my headlights. Really looks like shit, doesn't it? We'll get it all buffed out and waxed up, shining nicely again. Fortunately not tonight. Can't do that tonight. I just need my lights to work, so that way I'm legal to drive around. Just do a comparison here. So we're gonna turn the key on, power lights back on. I'm just gonna show you that none of this side works. None of these headlights work at all. So we're gonna take this one off and diagnose and see what's going on there. Alrighty then. My low beams, everything seems to be connected. Let's take a look at that bulb. Ooh, you're not supposed to touch the bulb. But it does look like the filament is broken in there. Ain't that a bummer? Let's see what it looks like. Drum roll, please. Come on out there, you little savage. Well, if I can get it out without breaking it, that'd be nice. Hey, it actually might be good. Let's put it in the high beam side, get it plugged in, and give her a test. While I'm at it, I am adding some new electrical tape on these connections here. I did the same thing for the other side. Tape that was on there before was pretty worn out, so I'm just going to add a nice new layer of electrical tape. Let's get this connected again and give it a test. Hopefully all the lights turn on. We have lights! We have light on all! Looking pretty good. Looks like we got our headlights working again, and I'm pretty happy about that. But the question is, how long will they work for? Because the last time I freaking fixed these things, they worked pretty well. And then one day, you know, go to turn them on, One's burnt out, one's not working. Give it a little tap, it'll turn on. You guys seen in my other videos, I just go and give it a little love tap. And it turns on no problem. We'll see if my connections are secure enough to last me, I don't know, a couple more months? We'll have to see. But we made some progress today. So after I got the headlights working, I went on and started to wet sand my headlights. That little brake fluid spot did come out. You can see there's a bunch of scratches all over the surface right now, but there was that drip going down right in the middle there. And that has pretty much come out all the way. I don't see any signs of that little drip mark. Just wet sanded my headlight with 2000 grit sandpaper, really fine grit sandpaper. I did circular motions all the way around over and over again, and then I finished it off with side to side motion sanding, and pretty much ready for my next step, and that is going to be applying a clear coat. It's going to be this stuff right here. Seals, protects, revitalizes, and UV resistant, and it won't start to yellow on you. You don't get that yellow color when you're using it. I'm ready to apply my first layer of clear coat, so hope I don't screw anything up. I'm going to mask off the surrounding areas around here, cover up anything we don't want clear coat on, and get to spraying. Got the headlight all masked up with my ghetto shop towel masking job here. Hopefully that'll keep the clear coat off most of the wires and stuff. Give it a good shake. Probably the worst time to do this, but I'm just gonna do it anyway. Here goes nothing. Real light coat. You don't want it to start running down, that's for sure. We'll let this first coat dry and see what the heck it looks like. I really don't know why I start these projects on a Sunday night. Well, it was Sunday evening, but still. This type of project, I mean, it's going to take longer than a couple hours. Then again, I was just going to fix my bulbs and got carried away and figured I'd restore my headlights while I was at it. So here I am, about 7 o'clock Sunday night. I got to put this stuff back together, get my car ready for work tomorrow. Time to add that second coat on here. You really shouldn't be breathing this stuff either, so make sure to put your shirt over your nose so you don't get a little buzz going. I'm being very cautious so I don't have any runs in the paint, so I'm just putting it on nice and easy. Second coat done. Let's give it some time to dry, see what it looks like. 10 minutes later, our second coat is looking dry. I'm going to give it the third and final coat. Safety first. We're gonna let it dry all night. I'm gonna actually bolt this back to the car, get the other headlight back on, get the bumper on, because I gotta drive this car to work tomorrow. Gotta get it ready for the week, and I think that's where I'm gonna stop this video tonight. So I'll pick it up another day, finish the other headlight, and get back with you guys soon. Here we go, we're back at it again. Why didn't my GoPro charge? I'm pissed. Last night we added a couple coats of clear coat, and let's go see how it dried and how it looks at the moment. So, as you can see, it doesn't look too bad. We do have a little bit of cloudiness here, but again, that is on the inside of the lens, which kind of sucks. But for the most part, it turned out pretty dang good. Pretty dang good. Let's compare it to this side, the one I haven't done yet. And you can see it's pretty cloudy. Pretty cloudy indeed. What I also did this morning is I added a layer of wax onto the clear coat here. So to give it, to kind of seal it in, make sure the water just runs right off it. I'm going to get that one sanded down and painted over, hopefully after work today. I really wanted to get it done, make sure both sides are looking good. And we're going to keep these headlights as long as possible. I mean, I really want to get rid of them, but I mean, if I can make them look nice again and have all the lights working, then I guess I'll keep them. I guess I'll keep them for now. We're gonna pick this video up after work and get that other headlight sanded and restored. So we'll see you guys then. Hey, what's up guys? Well, a couple days later and we are ready to start refurbishing slash repolishing the light. We're gonna go on ahead and start our wet sanding process and get this thing looking good. Get it looking like this one on this side. Quick note, I went on ahead and upgraded my water supply because this just kept running out way too often. So we got all this to go through now. FYI, this isn't Windex or anything harmful. This is just water, tap water. If your headlights are really bad, you can start with a more grittier sandpaper, like an 800 or 400 grit. So I'm starting with 2000 since mine aren't. My light isn't really that bad, but it's bad enough. So I'm gonna start with the 2000, do some wet sanding, and start scuffing up the surface and starting the process here. We're gonna start with circular motions and be sure to keep the paper wet and the lens wet at all times. At all times. I almost forgot to clean the surface with some rubbing alcohol before I started the wet sand. You don't want to do that. Make sure the lens is clean before you start sanding. See all that dirt? That's why you want to clean it before you start sanding. Now we can continue the wet sand. Once you're satisfied going in the circular motion, flip it to a fresh side and start going side to side. Whew, my hand's cramping up here. Just gonna let that dry up a bit. Shouldn't take long because rubbing alcohol actually absorbs water. So we can see some nice left and right scratches here, which is what we want to see. Don't panic. You're supposed to have some scratches on here. You can always take a good look at it, see any spots that you missed, and go back and try and wet sand those spots. Mine's looking pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with this. It's time to move on to the next step. Next we're going to mask off the light. I'm just using some shop towels that I had around and some masking tape, so use whatever you got. This is professional quality right here. Hey. Alright, so I got my ghetto masking job all complete here. And next thing I'm going to do is clean the lens one more time with rubbing alcohol. And then we're going to spray our first coat of this Ultra Cover Clear Coat. You want to make sure all the oils are off the lens, in case you touched it while you were masking off the lens. So this will just ensure that the lens is as clean as possible. Let that dry up and then we're gonna go spray it in the back. Give it a good shake. We're gonna do one light coat first. You don't want to overspray it. You don't want any drips. Just a light coat. We're gonna let it dry for about 5 minutes. Just repeat the same process as we did the first light. We're gonna go for our second coat now. Alright, so the 5 minutes is up for the second coat. Let's take a look here, see what we got. Looking pretty good. Not looking too shabby at all. The product isn't even fully dried yet. It takes about 24 hours for the whole coat to cure. So in the morning, it'll be the best looking light you will ever see. I'm just kidding. So yeah, we're pretty much wrapped up with the paint. You can do as many coats as you want. I'm only doing 2. So whatever floats your boat, you do that many coats and then you can move on, you know? I'm only doing 2 coats because on that third coat, I'll probably screw something up. Some weird spray, some chunks might come out of the spray nozzle. You know, you never know. So I'm just going to quit while I'm ahead, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get this back inside and start putting some stuff back together. Oh so pretty, oh so pretty. Rip all our hard work off. There we go, looking clean, looking mean. Let's get this light mounted properly here. Plug those lights back in. Alright, we got the light back in place. I just turned the lights on, give it a quick test. You can still see a little bit of stuff on the inside of the lens. So there's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. Or I can figure out a way to pop the lens off. I'm not sure how easy that is to do, but I guess that's for another day. So the one we did tonight, it still hasn't fully dried yet. Clarity isn't the best, but again, there's some cloudiness on the inside of the lens, but we're gonna have to live with that. Doesn't look too bad. Originally, I was just gonna check my high beams and low beams, make sure those are working. Then I kind of got carried away, and I was like, wait a minute, maybe I can restore the headlights too while I have them off. I figured it'd be easier while I'm already, taking the bumper off to get the lights out. I might as well just restore them while I'm at it. So that's what I ended up doing. Pretty happy with the results. I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of other procedures you can do, but this is what I went with, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. So give it a try at home if you want. I'm sure there's other videos online with different procedures, different methods of getting a clear housing under your headlight. But just try it out, see what works for you. Alright guys, well thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And until the next time, we'll see you then.